Welcome to Two Ordinary Nerds, a podcast where two ordinary nerds talk about everything nerdy, video gamey, and E3E.
What are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about, unfortunately, Nintendo. But no, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about E3 and our upsets, our happies, our downs, our lefts, our rights.
Our ups and downs. If you guys do the Konami code in this episode with your phone, there's going to be a nice surprise.
Yeah. Konami code / Two Ordinary Nerds.
Exactly. And what are you drinking?
I'm drinking on a Two-Hearted Ale. It's made by Bell's, which is a Michigan beer.
Actually,
this is ironic. Not ironic. I don't know why I said ironic. Noticed that it was a Michigan beer, and I just noticed because the picture on the beer is a bass. And I'm like, man, this beer makes me want to hang out in a log cabin in the woods.
I really like that.
Seriously, it made me want to be in a cabin. I'm like, man,
Go fishing.
Go fishing. Go fishing.
I really like it. It's a really good beer. I really enjoy it. It's a pale ale, but it's still kind of... It is. You can have a couple of these easily. 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's not. I think Boulevard Pale Ale is definitely way more hoppy than this beer.
Yeah, it's a great beer. It's kind of weird that it does have like I said, a bass or is it a trout?
It's because it's a bass. It looks like a bass. It could be a trout. Actually, no, it has a trout mouth, so it would be a trout. We're fishing pros here. This is the Bass Pro Podcast.
It's a trout, but
yeah, fuck off.
But it's a great beer.
Upstream, downstream.
I can have 4 of these beers.
Red trout? What type of trout is it? Smart ass.
Freshwater.
Freshwater?
Uh-huh.
Fried shrimp, grilled shrimp.
But I think I like it. I can have easily 4 beers. I can basically drink a 6-pack by myself.
Yeah. Most of the time I could probably drink a 6-pack of Tank 7 by myself. Is it recommended? No. Could I? Depends on that. If it was a good Saturday night.
What is it? Because it's the surgeon, the medical surgeon.
Surgeon General's warning.
The surgeon warning.
First off, who the fuck is a Surgeon General?
He doesn't know my life. Yeah. He doesn't know who I am.
Don't judge us.
You can have a 6-pack.
You tell me I can't
classy.
You tell me it's bad to play video games for 8 hours. It's bad for you to bitch at us for 8 hours.
Let's see who does first.
Yeah, Surgeon General. See who has more fun. Do you have a podcast? Exactly.
So, we're going to talk about E3, like you said. So, I think let's...
Choose your side, because a console war is going to happen.
There you go.
Alright, well, since we're talking about console wars, let's talk about the big announcement about the Xbox.
What's E3?
Well,
point number 1. What's E3?
E3 is the largest video game conference in the world. It is also, I would compare it to the San Diego Comic-Con of video game world. It is where all the most big names,
Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, Ubisoft.
You have a lot of your big there's certain big companies that are video game companies that are big enough that don't go to them, like Rockstar. Rockstar is big enough because GTA is the highest selling game of all time.
They do show up every once in a while.
It's very rare, but like this year, people were thinking that they might show it because of Red Dead Redemption 2, and yet they're like, nah, we're going to save that for our conference. One of the biggest things that came out of this year's this year's E3 is the release of the Xbox One X, which
that looks sick.
Is going to be the high powered system that's going to outdo any.
I'm going to jump in right
system.
here. When I saw it, I was like, "That's the one." If I was going to get one, I was going to get.
The issue,
but unfortunately, something else came out the day after, and I was like, maybe not.
My thing is with that is yes. They have a fucking awesome system that's coming out.
$500.
It's same as the PS4 Pro, but it's better than the PS4 Pro because, it's obviously the operating system is better. Issue is content, man. PS4...
And it won't support a virtual reality. That's one.
It will?
It won't.
Oh, it won't?
No, it won't.
See, and that's the thing. It's like my PlayStation 4 is one of the originals that came out, and it can support VR.
But I'm agreeing with that. Like, if I want VR, I will go PC. I'm not gonna get the half-ass version.
Yeah.
To be honest, if I'm gonna spend all that money, I will use it for the PC.
I like the PlayStation content that they have for it, but like back to the Xbox thing. From what I've seen in the E3 conference, Xbox has the system. They just don't have the content. PlayStation has always been very ahead of the game with content.
Yeah.
They have Shadows Colossus. They have...
Well, Shadows Colossus, is it a remake? I think it's a remake or...
No, well, it's remastered, but still PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah, but so...
And they have Kratos. They have...
Kratos is God of War.
And then, of course, they didn't bring it to E3, but PlayStation has one of the best...
Well, let's go... To make it easier for our listeners, let's go with... Let's see what it had. Let's go by sections. Let's go with Xbox, then let's go to Nintendo, and let's save PlayStation for last. And we can talk in between, like little...
Yeah.
Let's go with Xbox because you started. Yeah, Xbox has showed a whole bunch of games. I think they showed basically the new FIFA.
Yep.
With it, as a sports and a FIFA fan, it looks amazing.
The new Frenza or whatever.
Yeah, Frenza, the Frenza Motorsports.
Which those are the best racing games. I mean, by far, that is. I mean, they showed a new Need for Speed, but Need for Speed has nothing for Frenza or whatever.
I don't definitely don't play it, but I know it's a huge. Minecraft now is able to do 4K compatibility. They showed the new Assassin's Creed. And let's talk about this game for a second.
You want to talk about this game for a minute?
Because we're gonna go one by one. And
Assassin's Creed is on multi-platform. It's obviously going to be on PC, PlayStation, and Xbox.
I'm fucking tired of Assassin's Creed.
I'm.
Do your Rampage. Rampage starts in 5, 4, 3, 2.
IGN showed a boss battle with the Egyptians.
The fat Egyptian?
The fat Egyptian fighting. And there were fucking Romans in it.
There could be Romans in Egypt.
No, not Roman legionnaires like that. Not with these pyramid times. Like, in the time of...
Cleopatra, they had Romans?
When they made the I don't think so.
Yeah, they did. Cleopatra was in love with Marcus
Aurelius?
Uh-huh. Cleopatra had Romans.
Because...
Yes. Cleopatra, there was Romans in Egypt.
There was Romans in Egypt, but I'm talking about this is taking place
before
around the pyramid times. Around the pyramid times,
maybe there's no Romans. I don't know.
There isn't really a lot of Romans in there. My issue is that they're they're pretty good about being historically correct.
They probably are. Maybe because they have pyramids, but maybe they've already been built.
They didn't make it look like it was back. It looked like it was around the time of like Moses.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like so it was before then, around the like Greek and the Greeks were around that time. They didn't really know each other and interact with each other a lot. This is just me being.
That's like the neighbor 3 houses away.
Yeah,
like you know them, but you don't have a good.
Yeah, like the Egyptians did their thing back then, and then of course, yeah. But I don't know. I agree with you. I like Assassin's Creed. I really thought the third one was awesome. Like the Revolutionary War part was cool, and Black Flags was cool.
The problem is if you make one every fucking year, you're gonna lose me.
Well, and I'm a huge open world game kind of guy. And I feel like if you make a game that many times, that often, you're not going to have a good open world. Like Horizon, I talk about that game a lot, but and same with GTA. I mean, look at GTA. Look how much content they have fed into that game. Like just today they released more content for GTA 5.
It's a
new DLC, but it's free. In like they have that game has been out since 2013, September of 13,
and then they're doing the opposite. They do games, and then you have to get the DLC. There's a couple maps, and then you're done.
We'll save EA for a whole nother fucking part.
Then they did the new Star Wars Battlefront 2,
which is I guess we could just talk about EA now because
it looks interesting, and that one looks interesting.
It looks good. Then again.
It's one of those you have to wait until it comes out a couple of weeks and see how it goes. You can use Darth Maul, which is pretty cool, and you can fight with Rey. That's also pretty cool. So
I just want to, fight with my favorite character, Jar Jar.
Jar Jar.
No, but my issue is like you said, EA is the company that's known for, hey, we're going to sell you the $60 game that doesn't have shit for content. And I guess I'm bitter because I bought the original, the Battlefront that came out 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I played the beta, and it was awesome. And I got the game, and I was like, this is no better than the beta. I mean, like, there was not that much more content. And then when you have to buy all the other content for it, now for Battlefield 1, that game came with a single player that was really awesome. And
Battlefront 2 will come with a single player.
It does, and I hope. I'm going to wait for reviews, and if the reviews are good, then I'll play it. And hopefully I have another friend that's going to buy a PlayStation soon that's going to...
I'm not going to buy Battlefront 2. Once we get to PlayStation, we can talk about it. But basically, the big thing for Xbox...
That was my smart-ass comment, too.
EA talked, and it was basically EA. So basically it was Star Wars, Madden, FIFA...
their sports games are on cue.
Yeah, it was, and Assassin's Creed. Now let's go with Nintendo.
Okay. Nintendo, first and foremost, I have to say, obviously, we all know that I'm really hard on Nintendo. I'm not like a huge... Because a lot of their stuff is very family-oriented. Uh-huh. I like more things that could go more in depth where they don't have to worry about family stuff or kid stuff. But that new Mario game, I'm not a huge fan of.
Which one? The Mario Kart VR?
No, the new Super Mario Odyssey. It looks really like a really cool game because you can go. They showed that you could go, go into like instead of using tools to go into. Oh, I need to go on the zip line. You can use a bomb and go into the bomb that's attached to the zip line and do that. Or you could be the rocket that gets shot out.
Yeah, the rocket.
The black rocket thing. And then, or you could be I can't think of what they're called. The things you jump on in the...
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. The Mario Odyssey looks good. I wasn't so fond with the little rabbits from the... I saw like there was a trailer with the rabbits of... What is it? Of Rayman?
Oh, that's a separate game. That's
but yeah, I was going to say that Nintendo game.
That's a Ubisoft game.
I'm also pretty happy that they talked about a little about Pokemon. They didn't show anything, but something Pokemon big is
They have a Pokemon battle coming out. It's like Pokemon Stadium that's coming out for the Switch. That looks pretty cool. Our friend that was supposed to be here today was going to talk about us with that, but they're gonna do their first DLC for the Breath of the Wild. Yep.
I mean it's Zelda, so you can't go wrong with Zelda. If Nintendo knows how to do one good thing, that's basically Zelda.
Our friend that plays that, he said that he is about to beat it, and he has, I think he said 60-something hours logged in. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
They also show Splatoon 2, which was kind of nice. Now you can play FIFA 18, which the graphics looks amazing. And finally, Rocket League comes to...
I think Rocket League would be a great platform for the Switch, because it feels like it would be a lot easier to handle on like a tablet. Like it feels like a tablet game versus like I played it.
I loved it. I played so many hours.
I fucking hated that game.
Well, you were horrible at it. But...
Yes, I was horrible at it, and I got frustrated.
And then you have the Pokemon game you can play, the DX. You have the Xenoblade Chronicles 2. They're making a new Kirby.
You want to close that door?
And they're making a new Kirby.
Metroid for the...
Metroid 4. It looks fucking great. Finally. Nobody was expecting it. It was a big surprise. And they're making a stupid Yoshi game that looks kind of kiddish. But
did they say anything about any Super Smash at all? Mm-mm. Nothing? Okay.
Nothing. But I wouldn't be surprised. There already one already came out. Yeah. Fire Emblem, Fire, and the Sonic are coming out. So nothing really too special. If anything, Metroid was the big one overall of new games. And just the ability to play now the FIFAs and the Rocket Leagues like everybody else.
Oh, and of course the big one also for
Pokemon,
Switch is that Bethesda did have a part, and we could transition this into Bethesda, but is Skyrim finally coming to the Switch, which Although that game is so fucking redundant, and we've heard so much about, oh, hey, it's a Skyrim remastered. But for Skyrim, as big of a game as it is, coming to a small system like the Switch, a handheld system, that's a big deal. I mean, that's pretty neat. I mean, I think it'd be cool if the Switch drops in prices. I could actually see myself... Actually, you could just go to IGN. Okay.
I like this.
But, like, I could see myself owning a Switch for that reason. Because, I mean, I think it'd be cool to be like, okay, I'm going to sit here and watch TV and play Skyrim, like, at the same time. Like, that would be cool.
I'll get it if you're playing Zelda, basically. But I'm going to wait until it's...
cheaper.
When it's dirt cheap.
Yeah.
When I can buy it used and...
Yeah. But
some mom is going to run around these kids and sell them Craigslist.
It is a lot cooler now than what I thought. Like, over the weekend, I played with a Switch for a little bit. I played Mario Kart on one. And it was pretty neat because, you know, we played it on the normal screen. We were playing 2-player, with, and it was pretty cool. But, yeah. So, I want to dive into, before we go into PlayStation, my major disappointment of this year, Bethesda. Bethesda was not good. Because
nothing new. That's the bomb. It was
Wolfenstein 2 was the only thing new they had. Everything else was emphasis. Everything else was emphasis on Fallout 4, Skyrim, and
revamping or redoing the old games.
Like, fuck, I understand you guys are probably working on new shit, but fuck, throw out like a trailer or something and be like, hey, we're working on this, or come up with even something new. Like, obviously I understand you have these platforms, you have Doom, you have all these other games, you have Unreal Tournament, but even Unreal Tournament, it's not new. That game came out, like, I watched that in my bed. I was going to bed and I was like, oh shit, Bethesda's conference is at 11 o'clock our time or whatever, or midnight or 1, whenever it was, and I watched it and I was like, dude, there was nothing. I honestly thought, like, are they going to have anything cool come out, like, you know, another Elder Scrolls? And their biggest emphasis was, oh, let's talk about Elder Scrolls Online, which looks pretty fucking cool.
But it's an old game. It's already been out.
Yeah, Elder Scrolls Online, this is just...
giving old shit a face-off. But that's enough of Bethesda. Let's go to PS4.
PS4.
So
PlayStation...
It did a good job.
You do fucking good. First off...
let's be... Like, Xbox did a good job. PlayStation did a good job. It was more or less the developers that didn't do a really good job.
Xbox, I mean, PlayStation, a lot of people didn't know that there was going to be a new Uncharted that was coming out.
Yeah.
No one had buzz about that. And that was the first thing, which I don't play those games, but that game looks really fun. I was excited because, I mean, obviously I've been saying it a lot, but I watched the whole stream last night, and I was super fucking excited because all of a sudden they show the symbol for Horizon Zero Dawn, and they have it's cool because, I mean, obviously...
Is it a DLC?
They say it's a DLC, but they actually call it an expansion because so I think it's going to be bigger than a normal... Because they when you buy the game, they didn't label it as, oh, hey, we're going to have DLCs come with this game like Fallout. Fallout had 6 DLCs. They mentioned that this is going to happen, but like Horizon, you had no idea. And so then they showed that last night. No one knew about it. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so fucking excited about this. And of course, they had Days Gone. Days Gone looks really cool. It's a zombie game that is made, exclusively for Sony. And I would say it's like a modern version. If you're doing like an open world game,
it's a zombie game.
I would say it's mixed between.
Are they zombies?
It's like it looks like
they're not zombies, are they?
Yeah, in The Last of Us they are.
No, they're like. I think they're not technically zombies because they're not technically.
Oh no, it's zombies.
They're not technically dead. There's like a plant that grows inside of them and takes over. But not.
Yeah, but you have your zombies and then you have the mutated ones. It's like Resident Evil where Days Gone By is kind of like Horizon meets that. It's like post-apocalyptic, but then they have it's an open world.
I think they can run too. The zombies can run. Now.
Yeah, it looks really cool. Like how you can manipulate them into attacking your foes.
Then the Monster Hunter World came out.
That game looks shitty.
It's Monster Hunters won't get it. Well, like him, if you're not a Monster Hunter, you won't get it.
Yeah, I don't.
They're making that new, and it's not new. They're returning their bringing Shadow of the Colossus. So if you never played it, play it. It's amazing. I played the first one.
I've never played it. It looks
one of the best
really
PlayStation
cool.
games ever.
Really?
Oh yeah. The stupid Elder Scrolls Skyrim VR.
I will disagree with you on this. I think if they send it out as a cheaper price, like they don't charge you $60 for VR, like they charge you, let's say, $25-$30 for that.
Make a new game.
If it's a full...
But we were complaining about Bethesda. Make a new game. Make a VR, Elder Scrolls, $60 VR. Or even pay $80 because it's VR. Don't make fucking Skyrim. I played Skyrim. I played the shit out of Skyrim. But I can beat it.
Play devil's advocate here. If you have the full game on VR and they only charge you $20 for it...
I won't get it.
Well, obviously you're not going to get it. But it would still be cool to play.
No. I want a new fucking game.
We all want a fucking game. That's why I'm disappointed in fucking Bethesda.
Exactly. So I'm not going to give them the credit with
2
Skyrim.
fucking years ago, we hear the Fallout.
I'm fucking done. No more fucking... I'm done with fucking Skyrim. Skyrim... pretty. I'm done.
Skyrim is annoying hearing about now. Like, it is oversaturated.
It's Skyrim. Skyrim Game of the Year. Skyrim. What was the other one? The new Skyrim. They made a new Skyrim.
Hey, Bethesda, let me just give you guys a shout out here. By if you're gonna talk about your game all the time, why not do what GTA does and just throw out new content all the time? That game works because they throw out new...
But Skyrim is it's like if you get a VR... It's old. They didn't even give it... Skyrim it's old. It's not the newest even Elder Scrolls.
It's 2011 is when it came out.
It's like, Oblivion. Well, thank you, but it's past. Give me a new Skyrim. Don't make it online. Don't make it pay to play.
Yeah.
Make a game. Make it VR. Make it whatever you want to make it, but make a new game. I played Skyrim. I know this story by heart.
Yep.
The fucking intro takes forever. I don't want to wait 5 minutes in VR waiting for the intro.
I want to play something new, like adventure. God of War is I'm fucking stoked about.
Yeah, that looks amazing.
God of War, it doesn't look like it has the same camera angles like you did when you had the original.
But the original, you can't criticize the camera angles of the original when...
Oh, no, I can. Because it was the
great.
same...
It was fucking great. That game was great.
They are... They're...
You can't
I love them because I'm a huge ancient history nerd, and I love everything that went into those games. I'm a die-hard Kratos fan, and that was my character on Mortal Kombat PS3. I'm so excited for that game. I think that's it for PlayStation. We have nothing else to talk about.
There's Destiny 2.
Oh no, we have nothing else to talk about. I mean, we're not.
Are we going to talk about Destiny 2?
I was going to say, we could talk about Destiny, but there's nothing else after that.
I'll let you talk about Destiny. I'll finish the
Destiny
PlayStation.
2 looks like there's the new one that's coming out in September. Looks pretty cool. I'm not going to go.
A lot of people are going to buy it.
I think a lot of people are going to buy it, but I hope they go more for the campaign versus PvP.
You had your Mordor, your Hordor, Morsor.
Yeah, Mordor. I'm really Destiny 2 looks awesome, but I'm more so excited for Shadows of War because that game looks fucking awesome.
The reason I'm gonna go and interrupt because I'm too excited to hold it anymore. I'm gonna buy a PlayStation.
Eventually, we'll believe it when we see it.
When Spider-Man comes out, I'm gonna buy the PlayStation. If people don't know, I'm a big fan of Spider-Man. I don't know if you did not know that.
I had no idea, even though you dressed up as Spider-Man 2 years ago.
I love it. I think it's the game of E3. Everybody's talking about it. It looks fucking fantastic. I will even pre-order it. I will even pre-order this game, and if it comes in a bundle where the PlayStation has a little skin or whatever, I'll fucking get that. I understand. Fucking head over heels over this fucking game.
Did you watch the stuff from last night?
Everything.
Oh, dude!
I knew this about this game before.
A lot of people knew about it, but last night they introduced a lot of
how
he's talking on his cell phone to Fisk. He's like, oh man, I would have never thought that I was fighting bad guys for bad guys.
Have you seen when the guy uses the web slinger to punch his own face?
Yeah,
when he hits every fucking point. I want to see that as a movie.
I don't think that I am going to buy this game because
fuck you.
It's just it
looks so good.
If it was like I don't know. I don't think it would be. It looks really good, and maybe if I got it cheaper, I would probably buy it. But I don't think you are way more a Spider-Man fan than I am.
Yeah, if I was gonna purchase the games, I'll purchase Spider-Man, God of War, Shadow of the Colossus whenever it is cheap because I already know the game. And what's the one in Montana?
Oh, but
I'm not sure.
That's Ubisoft. That's
no, but that's gonna be in PC, so I won't get that for PlayStation. I'm just gonna get PlayStation exclusives. So basically, Shadow of the Colossus, God of War, and Spider-Man are my top 3.
You see, for me,
although I might, if they play with my nuts pretty well, I even get Uncharted because those games look pretty fun.
I would buy, for sure. First off, would be Horizon.
Okay.
The expansion for that, then God of War,
okay,
and then maybe Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man looks
Destiny's
so fucking good.
I own Destiny 1. It was the first game I bought for my PS4, and it was a really fun game. That being said, I'm not sure if I'd buy Destiny 2 because the issue is once when you see in the commercials, they emphasize a lot on you playing one-on-one like co-op and beating the game. One, kind of like GTA does, but at least with GTA, you stick with that motto. Yeah, but it started to go towards the fact that it's just PvP. Like, you're just fighting each other like if it was like Counter-Strike. And the cool thing about Destiny is going with your team and going and fighting and killing bosses, and there was just, the story wasn't long enough.
Yeah.
But, the Ubisoft game that is coming out, which is Far Cry 5. Far Cry 5 looks pretty awesome. I actually might buy that because
Far Cry I played most of them. They're all fun.
Although it comes out the same, I'm going to buy one of the games that I'm really excited about that they've talked about a lot is the new South Park game that I'm pretty stoked about. The Fractured Butthole.
I won't get that, but I'm gonna get.
I'm gonna buy it because I didn't get the first game, so I can play both games for the same price as one. So I'm gonna buy them both. I don't know if I'll buy it for PC. I might buy it for PC and just do it then if it's cheaper on there, or a PlayStation, whichever is better. I'm still, even though I have a good PC now, I'm still more PlayStation oriented. But yeah, and of course, a lot of people before we head out. A lot of people there's a couple games that there was one game that that came out that a lot of people were really excited about that they've been waiting on, which is Before Good and Evil?
Yeah, Before Good and Evil 2. But it's a prequel.
What's that game about? What's the first one about? I didn't play that, but a lot of people, I actually saw Naomi that's from IGN. She was I saw her Snapchat, it was her Instagram, and she was like crying about it. She's like, "Oh my god, I've been waiting for this game forever."
It's a really old game.
It's 2003.
I never played it, but
I didn't know what it looks fun.
Yeah, it looks interesting. It looks like the guy, the internet's going crazy with the guy who did the boob wiggle.
Yeah,
but
one other thing. People, the PlayStation conference, people were probably anticipating, but it's going to wait for the PSN conference, is The Last of Us 2, which I agree with IGN. That's probably going to be more so a late 2018 video game, because there's a lot going into that. It's not just a video game. It's kind of like a movie video game experience, because the storyline in that game is just so fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's one of the highest rating games ever. I mean, it is. I'm probably going to go replay that game again before the second one comes out.
But for me, it's. Do you care? Like, I know you want to have a complete game, but do you care more about story or about gameplay?
Both.
Well, like anybody cares about. Okay. What do you care more about? A great story, but maybe shitty gameplay, or a great gameplay but a shitty story? Because I'm more of a gameplay versus a shitty story. See, I'll watch my movie. I'll watch my game.
I'm picky, man. I'm both, because like I have many fucking.
Anybody's picky.
No, but
pick one.
Horizon has both. Like and if you look at
Horizon is more I don't feel like
it's open world. It has the gameplay that you want, and it has the storyline. The storyline's great.
I think you're more storyline than gameplay. I think you're willing to overlook gameplay over if it has a good story.
I wouldn't say that true because I never finished GTA 5, but I'm more gameplay with that because I love that game. I play online more than I ever played single player. Like I played single player for like a week with.
But you play a week of GTA. That's impressive.
No, it was a single player a week, and
Exactly.
then the rest was online.
Yeah, but that's impressive.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm more. If the gameplay is good, I can care two shits about the story.
I guess it would. I'm half and half, man.
Okay.
Because like Fallout, if you
I
look
think
at
anybody says they're half and half.
Fallout had an amazing storyline. Fallout 4 had a great. It was. I wouldn't say amazing. It had a great storyline because it wasn't.
I don't think you're. I think the problem is like. I think it's true that you're picky. So you do not get to experience shitty games as much as people who buy a lot of games.
Yeah. So I don't buy a lot of games. Like
you go to the safe bet instead of.
Yeah. I'm excited to play Ghost Recon.
So what do you think about how many beers do you get? How many beers would you say E3 was this year?
3 average. Wasn't anything exciting. Like I knew God of War was
I'm gonna give it 5 beers just for Spider-Man. Just and only for Spider-Man.
Dude.
5
First
beers.
off,
I've never given 5 beers.
If Spider-Man turns out to be like
a flop,
no, dude. If it turns out to be like the fucking Spider-Man game that came out with the first movie that was on GameCube,
that was awesome.
That game was fucking awesome. Like that was probably one of the best games I've ever played. Like when you get to fight Green Goblin and you could fight as Green Goblin. Like, I don't know. I'll let you buy the game, and if it looks really fucking awesome...
It's a one-player game, I think.
It is.
So,
but I'm really cool with one-player games. I love Fallout. I love... Yeah, I like...
So...
Yeah.
So 3 stars for him, 5 stars for me for Spider-Man, but E3, 3 stars too.
I'm waiting for PS. My reason why I'm at 3 is because what I wanted wasn't there because although I love God of War... and I know Last of Us is going to be in the PlayStation 1. I want fucking Red Dead Redemption because that's my goddamn favorite game. And I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for Rockstar's conference this year so that I can see a full... because we already know that in the spring of 18, that's when it's that's coming out.
They're probably going to come in Comic-Con.
No, Rockstar has their own conference.
That is
usually August, September that they have.
But, okay, well, we will talk to you when that comes along. But follow us on Twitter at 2 Ordinary Nerds, at Facebook, Gmail, YouTube, and wherever you got this podcast, download it. And follow us, download us, and give us like a 5-star review.
5-star review on YouTube, everything.
Everything.
We'll get better eventually and have some videos and...
Yeah, we will get better.
We're young. We're not even a year old yet. We're almost a year.
Are we?
Yeah, this is our 31st podcast right here.
Holy shit, we getting old. Alright, guys. Cheers.